Welcome back to the channel Valuable Rare Coins, coin enthusiasts and collectors. First, we're diving deep into the world of US state quarter coins, focusing on one that may be hiding in your collection, one that's incredibly rare and valuable, the 2006 Nebraska state quarter. If you've ever wondered if your collection could hold a hidden treasure, this video just might have the answer you've been looking for. Buckle up, because we're about to uncover the fascinating history, design, and potential value of the Nebraska state quarter, and you might be surprised by what we find. The United States Mint released the 50 State Quarters program from 1999 to 2008, a collection of quarters dedicated to each of the 50 U.S. states. These coins were issued in the order that each state joined the Union, and each state's quarter featured a unique design representing its history, culture, or important symbols. The 2006 Nebraska quarter is part of the last group of quarters released before the program ended. Now, let's take a closer look at the Nebraska state quarter itself. Released in 2006, this coin was issued to commemorate Nebraska's statehood in 1867. The design of the quarter highlights two iconic symbols that represent Nebraska's rich history and heritage. On the reverse side, we see a depiction of Chimney Rock, one of Nebraska's most famous natural landmarks, which served as an important landmark for pioneers traveling the Oregon Trail. It's a stunning image that perfectly encapsulates the spirit of adventure and the history of Nebraska. Chimney Rock, with its towering spires, is not only a natural wonder, but also a key part of the state's identity. For those traveling westward during the 19th century, it was a critical navigational marker. The quarter's design captures this incredible monument, showing its beauty and significance to both the people of Nebraska and those who pass through the state on their journey. But while the coin's design is remarkable, it's the rarity and condition of the coin that really make it stand out in the world of collectors. Like many state quarters, the Nebraska quarter was produced in high quantities and most circulated widely. However, there's a specific detail about some of these coins that makes them a must-have for serious collectors. The 2006 Nebraska quarter, in particular, is rare when found in uncirculated or mint condition. What makes this quarter even more special is a specific variant, which is the 2006 D Mint Mark Nebraska quarter. This coin, with a particular error, has become a sought-after treasure in the numismatic world. Minting errors are one of the things that make coins like these so intriguing. The 2006 D Nebraska state quarter, with its rare and unique characteristics, could be worth far more than its face value. These minting errors could range from slight variations in design to misprints or other anomalies that occurred during the manufacturing process. Coin collectors love finding these errors because they're incredibly rare and can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a valuable collectible. So, what makes this Nebraska state quarter worth so much in today's market? It all comes down to its rarity, condition, and the fact that only a small number of these coins have survived in pristine or near-pristine condition. As with all coins, the better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that have been well-preserved, free from scratches, dings, or signs of heavy circulation, are highly prized among collectors. But there's more. If you happen to have a 2006 D Nebraska quarter with a rare minting error, or if it's been preserved in near mint or mint condition, its value could skyrocket. These types of rare coins don't just sit idly in collectors' hands, they change hands at premium prices, and some lucky finders could be sitting on a small fortune. Let's get to the exciting part, the value. If you've got a pristine 2006 Nebraska quarter with no signs of wear, and especially if it has any sort of rare error, you could be holding a coin worth up to $45,000. Yes, that's right, $45,000 for a single quarter. Who would have thought that such a small piece of currency could hold so much potential value? Whether it's tucked away in your change jar or sitting unnoticed in your collection, now you know the worth of this rare coin. If you happen to have a 2006 Nebraska quarter in your possession, it might be time to give it a closer look. You just might have one of the rare variants that could change your financial future. And if you don't have one, it's never too late to start hunting for one. The world of rare coins is full of exciting opportunities, and you never know what you might find. Second rare coin, we're talking about the 1999 New Jersey State Quarter, which is not only a beautiful reminder of the state's history, but also could be worth a lot more than you expect. Grab your magnifying glass because we're diving into the history, design, and the incredible value of this coin. Stick around until the end, because you're about to find out how much this quarter could actually be worth today. Let's start with a bit of background on the U.S. state quarters. Between 1999 and 2008, the U.S. Mint released a series of quarters representing each of the 50 states, and the New Jersey quarter was part of the first batch in 1999. The 1999 New Jersey State Quarter was the third coin released in the 50 State Quarters program, and it celebrates the state's rich history and culture. What's amazing about these state quarters is that they don't just represent the states. They also encapsulate the unique features and symbolism that make each state special. New Jersey, the Garden State, has a long history dating back to its founding in 1787. The design on the New Jersey quarter pays homage to the state's role in the American Revolution and its deep historical roots. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find a beautiful image of George Washington crossing the Delaware River during the pivotal moment in 1776 that led to the Battle of Trenton, a turning point in the Revolutionary War. The powerful image of Washington leading his troops across the icy river encapsulates the spirit of perseverance, bravery, and American independence. The quarter also features a banner reading, "Crossroads of the Revolution," which is a fitting tribute to New Jersey's key role in the American Revolution. This coin design showcases the state's proud history and its contributions to shaping the United States. The state's founding year, 1787, is also prominently displayed, making this coin a true historical artifact. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable. While many of these quarters were produced and circulated in large numbers, it's the specific variants and the coin's condition that truly determine its worth in the market. Over time, the New Jersey State Quarter has become one of the most sought-after coins in the series, especially in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that have been carefully preserved, free from scratches, nicks, or wear, are worth much more to collectors than those that have seen heavy circulation. So, if you happen to have one of these coins that's still in mint condition, you could be sitting on a valuable piece of American history. But what about rarers? That's where things get even more exciting. Some of the 1999 New Jersey quarters were produced with minting errors that make them even more valuable. Whether it's a slight design flaw, an off-center print, or some other anomaly that occurred during production, error coins are always highly prized by collectors. These mistakes can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a rare treasure, so if you think your New Jersey State Quarter might have a minting error, it's definitely worth getting it checked out by an expert. When it comes to coins, condition and rarity are the main factors that drive up their value. And the New Jersey State Quarter has become a favorite among collectors not only because of its beautiful design, but also because of its connection to such an important moment in U.S. history. A coin that represents George Washington's famous crossing is already special, but when you add in the rarity of finding one in pristine condition, or, even better, one with a minting error, the value increases exponentially. Now, here's the big moment that everyone's been waiting for. How much could your New Jersey State Quarter be worth? If you have one in perfect uncirculated condition, it could be worth thousands. But, and here's where it gets really exciting, a rare minting error could make this coin worth even more. If you're lucky enough to have an extremely well-preserved, error-free 1999 New Jersey State Quarter, the value can reach an astonishing $75,000. Yes, you heard that right, $75,000 for a single quarter. That's the kind of value we're talking about when it comes to this rare coin. So, if you've got a 1999 New Jersey State Quarter that you think might be special, it could be time to take a closer look at it. Check the condition, inspect it for any unusual minting errors, and who knows, you might just have a small fortune in your hands. All you coin collectors out there, this is a perfect example of how paying attention to the details can pay off big time. Whether you've been collecting for years or just getting started, always keep an eye out for those rare coins that could be worth much more than you initially think. The world of numismatics is full of hidden treasures just waiting to be discovered. Third expensive coin, we're diving into the world of the 2002 Mississippi State Quarter, and let me tell you, this coin could be worth far more than you'd expect. You won't want to miss out on the valuable information we're about to share with you. Stick around until the end to find out just how much this little coin might be worth today. Let's start by taking a look at the 2002 Mississippi State Quarter's place in history. Released as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, the Mississippi Quarter was the 20th coin in the series. The 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, was an incredibly popular initiative that celebrated each of the 50 U.S. states with a unique quarter design. These coins were released in the order each state joined the Union, and the Mississippi Quarter, marking the state's admission in 1817, was released in 2002. The design of the Mississippi State Quarter is packed with history and symbolism, representing the state's rich cultural heritage and the events that have shaped its identity. The reverse of the coin features a powerful image of the Mississippi River, one of the most important and iconic rivers in the United States. Flowing through the heart of Mississippi, the river has been central to the state's development and its significance in American history. Along with the river, the coin depicts a steamboat sailing along its waters, paying tribute to the state's important role in the steamboat era, which played a huge part in the transportation and trade of the 19th century. What makes this design particularly special is that the steamboat symbolizes Mississippi's historical connection to river trade and its importance during the 19th century when steamboats were the primary means of transporting goods and people along the Mississippi River. This imagery is not just about celebrating the river, it's about acknowledging the state's deep roots in shaping American commerce and culture. But while the design is beautiful and significant, it's the rarity and condition of the coin that really brings out its potential value. Although the Mississippi State Quarter was released in large numbers, not all coins are created equal. As with many coins, the condition plays a huge role in determining its value. The key to increasing the value of a coin is its condition. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint condition are much more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. The Mississippi State Quarter, like many other state quarters, was used for everyday transactions, so most of these coins have seen a lot of wear and tear. The more circulation a coin undergoes, the more likely it is to show scratches, dents, and discoloration, all of which can reduce its value. However, finding one in pristine condition is rare and exciting, especially if it's been kept in a protective case or has never been touched by the public for regular use. But wait, there's more to this coin than just its condition. Some of the 2002 Mississippi State Quarters have what we call minting errors. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, such as a design flaw, off-center printing, or even an incorrectly struck coin. These types of errors make a coin even rarer, as they are one-of-a-kind pieces that stand out from the rest of the coins produced. For collectors, minting errors are like finding a hidden gem. These mistakes turn an otherwise ordinary coin into something extraordinary and incredibly valuable. So, if you happen to have a Mississippi State Quarter with any sort of minting error, such as an off-center design or any unique characteristic, you could be sitting on something worth far more than you realize. Now let's talk about the market and the potential value of the 2002 Mississippi State Quarter. While most of these coins are still fairly affordable, the ones that are in uncirculated or mint condition, especially those with minting errors, can be worth a lot more. For those rare, pristine coins that have been kept in excellent condition or have a unique minting error, the price can reach impressive heights. So, what's the value of a 2002 Mississippi State Quarter in today's market? If you've got one in excellent condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth $55,000. Yes, you heard that right, $55,000 for a single quarter. For a coin that's part of a series that was widely circulated, that's an incredible value. Imagine having one of these rare coins in your collection and discovering that it's worth so much more than you thought. If you've got a 2002 Mississippi State Quarter tucked away in your collection, it's definitely worth taking a second look to check for its condition and any potential errors that could drastically increase its value. This is why it's always so important to keep an eye out for rare coins. Whether you're buying, selling, or just looking through your own collection, there's always a chance that you have a coin that could be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. Now, we're talking about the 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter, a coin that not only holds a significant place in history, but could also be worth a lot more than you think. Stick around until the end of the video because we're about to reveal how much this coin might be worth today. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Let's start with a quick look at the history of the Wisconsin State Quarter. The 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, was a massive success and captured the hearts of coin collectors all across the country. Each coin was designed to represent a unique aspect of the state it came from, and the 2004 Wisconsin Quarter was part of that series. Released in 2004, this quarter honors Wisconsin statehood, which was granted in 1848. But what makes the Wisconsin Quarter so special? On the reverse side of the coin, we see a beautiful design featuring a cow and a cheese wheel, two symbols that are synonymous with the state of Wisconsin. As you might know, Wisconsin is known as America's Dairyland, and this quarter perfectly captures that identity. The cow and cheese wheel on the coin are a nod to Wisconsin's long history of dairy farming, which has made the state one of the largest producers of dairy products in the United States. The design is simple yet powerful, embodying the pride Wisconsin takes in its agricultural roots. For anyone who has ever tasted Wisconsin cheese, the imagery on this coin is a reminder of the state's impact on the dairy industry, and for collectors, it's a beautiful representation of this vital part of American culture. Now, while the design of the Wisconsin Quarter is charming and meaningful, what really sets this coin apart in the world of numismatics is its rarity and the condition of the coins still circulating today. While millions of Wisconsin State Quarters were minted, not all of them are valuable. The coins that have the highest value are those in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that show little to no wear are far rarer than those that were used in daily transactions, and as a result, they're much more valuable to collectors. But the story doesn't end there. There's something else about the 2004 Wisconsin Quarter that makes it even more exciting. Some of these quarters were struck with a very rare error, and that's what makes them even more valuable. If you've ever heard of the term minting error, you know that error coins are a big deal in the world of coin collecting. These errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in a coin that's different from the original design. The Wisconsin State Quarter has two distinct versions because of this error. One of them shows a more prominent image of the cow, while the other features a much smaller cow on the design. The version with the larger cow is considered the regular design, but the error version with the smaller cow is the one that collectors are after. This variation makes the coin significantly rarer, which in turn makes it more valuable. If you happen to have a 2004 Wisconsin Quarter with this error, you could be holding onto a small fortune. The error coin is much harder to find, and it's highly sought after by collectors looking to complete their sets or add rare pieces to their collections. These coins are often sold at auction for much higher prices than their regular counterparts. So, if you find one in your change jar or collection, it could be worth way more than just 25 cents, but let's not forget about the uncirculated Wisconsin Quarters. Even without the minting error, an uncirculated 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter is still a valuable find. The combination of the iconic design, the historical significance, and the rarity of finding one in perfect condition makes this coin a prized item for collectors around the world. So, how much is the 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter worth? If you've got one in near perfect or uncirculated condition, you're looking at a coin that could be worth a few $100s. But if you're lucky enough to have one with the rare minting error, specifically the version with the smaller cow, your coin could be worth a lot more than that. And we're talking about a coin that could fetch as much as $30,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $30,000 for a single Wisconsin State Quarter with a minting error. That's an incredible amount of money for a coin that was once considered just another piece of pocket change. So, if you've got any 2004 Wisconsin Quarters lying around, it's time to take a closer look. You could have one of these rare coins hiding in your collection without even knowing it. Now, you might be wondering how you can determine if your Wisconsin Quarter is one of the rare ones with a minting error. The easiest way is to carefully examine the cow design. If you see that the cow is smaller than the one on the regular coin, then you've likely found an error coin. The difference is subtle, but collectors are always on the lookout for these minor variations. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner just starting to explore the world of rare coins. The 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter is definitely one to keep an eye on. And if you happen to have one of the error coins, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Last unique coin, we've got an exciting topic that's going to make you look at your coin collection in a whole new light. If you've ever come across a 1999 Connecticut State Quarter, you might want to take a closer look at it, because this seemingly simple coin could be worth far more than you'd expect. Stick with us until the end, because we're about to reveal just how much this coin could fetch if you have one in pristine condition or with a rare minting error. Let's begin by diving into the history of the Connecticut State Quarter. Released in 1999 as part of the famous 50 State Quarters program, this coin represents the state of Connecticut. Connecticut was one of the original 13 colonies, and it was the fifth state to join the Union in 1788. The 1999 Connecticut Quarter was part of the first year of the program, which meant it had the honor of kicking off the series. This coin was issued as a tribute to Connecticut's rich history, and it has since become a sought-after collector's item. The reverse side of the coin features a stunning design that highlights one of the most significant symbols of Connecticut's history, the Charter Oak. The Charter Oak is a legendary white oak tree located in Hartford, Connecticut, that became a symbol of American independence. According to the story, in 1687, the British attempted to seize the Connecticut colony's royal charter, a key document that granted the colony its rights. The charter was said to have been hidden in the hollow of the Charter Oak tree, which protected it from the British forces. The tree became a powerful symbol of liberty and resistance, and to this day, it remains an important part of Connecticut's history. The design of the Connecticut Quarter captures this historic moment beautifully, with an image of the Charter Oak tree in the foreground. Above the tree is a scroll with the word Charter Oak written on it, a fitting tribute to the tree's role in Connecticut's independence. The coin also features the state's founding year, 1788, and the words, "The Constitution State," a reference to Connecticut's significant contributions to the formation of the U.S. Constitution. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin so special in the world of coin collecting. While the Connecticut State Quarter was minted in large quantities and circulated widely, there are certain factors that can make these coins highly valuable. First and foremost is the condition of the coin. As with any coin, the better the condition, the more valuable it is to collectors. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint condition are much rarer than those that have been worn down from years of circulation. If you happen to have a Connecticut Quarter that has been well preserved, free from scratches, discoloration, and other forms of wear, you could be holding onto a highly valuable item, but it's not just about the condition of the coin. There's also something else that makes the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter particularly exciting for collectors: minting errors. Minting errors are when something goes wrong during the production process, creating a coin that is different from the intended design. Error coins are extremely rare and sought after by collectors, as they represent a unique mistake in the minting process. For the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter, there are several known minting errors that can drastically increase the value of the coin. One of the most famous errors involves a die clash, which occurs when the dies used to strike the coin come into contact with each other without a planchet, the metal disc, between them. This can cause parts of the design to be transferred onto the coin in unexpected ways. If you happen to have a Connecticut Quarter with a noticeable die clash or other minting error, it could be worth significantly more than a regular coin. Error coins like these are highly sought after by collectors who specialize in rare and unusual finds. The rarity of a minting error, combined with the historical significance of the Connecticut Quarter, makes it a prized piece in the numismatic world. So, if you think you might have one of these rare error coins, it's definitely worth getting it checked out by a professional to determine its true value. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. How much could your 1999 Connecticut State Quarter be worth? If you've got one in uncirculated or mint condition, you could already be looking at a coin worth a few $100s. But if your quarter has one of those rare minting errors, such as a die clash or other unique characteristics, the value can skyrocket. In some cases, these error coins can fetch an astounding amount of money. In fact, a 1999 Connecticut state quarter with a minting error could be worth as much as $80,000. Yes, you heard that right, $80, 000 for a single coin. That's an incredible amount of money for a coin that was once circulating in your pocket change. Imagine stumbling upon one of these rare coins in your collection, or even in your loose change. With its connection to American history, its iconic design, and the possibility of minting errors, the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter is truly a hidden treasure. S.O. If you have any of these quarters lying around in your collection, or even just in a jar of loose change, take a moment to inspect them closely. Look for the telltale signs of a minting error, check the condition, and who knows, you might just be holding onto a coin worth a small fortune. If you enjoyed learning about the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter and want to stay updated on more rare coin discoveries, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting new video. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your coin hunting. You never know when you might stumble upon your next big find.